చేస్తుంది కదా లైవ్ లోకి
Load out.
Got it. Can I start? Okay. Hello friends, namaste. My name is Lavanya. I am the moderator for today's session. Welcome to Digital Ahimsa Dhyana Gnana Yagnam. PSSMUSA presents a 7-day workshop on vegetarianism. We can change the world by changing what you eat. This is the subject today, and we have a great speaker today. Her name is Padmasree. She's a senior pyramid master. Though she has been introduced to meditation for many years ago, she recently came back with a very commitment, and she's been doing a lot of work in Washington State, where she has been living for several years. And she says her children, her 2 girls, are very much into, very dedicated to spread vegetarianism and very strict vegans also. So without any ado, I want to introduce Padmasree. Namaste, Padmasree ma'am.
Namaste, Lavanya garu.
Welcome to this session.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much for the very beautiful introduction. And thank you for Sirisha garu and all other masters, PSSM masters, for giving me the beautiful opportunity to talk on this platform today. And initially, I want to say my gratitude and pranams to Patriji, who chose us the beautiful path to become ourselves enlightened. So here, actually, I want to give a little bit of introduction of myself. So I'm Padmasree, and we have been living here in US for almost 27 years, masters. And we are like born vegetarians. So we never had a chance of like saying that, like how the other people say that, how they change it from the non-vegetarian to vegetarian. But for us, actually, it's a small change that is like from vegetarianism to veganism. That's all we were able to make it. So anyway, we've been living here with our daughters. Actually, they grew up here, and both entire family is with plant-based. We all are like use every step is like our we always put all kinds of efforts to make it possible for being a like a vegetarian and plant-based, even though it is very difficult. In my opinion, it is very, very difficult to live in US for such a long time. Especially the place where we are living is very, very few Indians are here. So that is also another challenge for us as a parents, to grow the children, keeping your own, like personal, motives. That is what I can say. The culture and tradition, we can teach them, they can get it, but the values you want to stick. So we want to keep our principles and values. So that's like a challenging for each and every parent, I believe. So this is kind of yagna. We have done it. And so far, me and my husband, we both think that we are so much successful in bringing them as much as we can. That's our introduction, actually. And actually, in connection with, I want to start with a little bit of my slides, so that like how I got into the meditation. I would like to introduce how I'm going to share, masters, a little bit of my slides. so that I can start talking about how we became vegetarians and what is our story. Yeah, change it. What? So first of all, I would like to start with my journey. So initially, when we are here, I was so fascinated about the yoga because yoga is in my blood. I mean, like ever since I was a child, actually. So I was so fascinated. I wanted to learn yoga. So I started practicing in yoga back in India, even before my marriage. So that actually started bringing me so much into my mind, like yoga comes with yogasanas and deep pranic breathing and later meditation. There the word meditation started for me. So I was just practicing the meditation after the yoga, that is like after the shavasana, that's corpse pose. So I was practicing that, and there I felt immense energies coming through, because that was the state I started learning. Now slowly, after becoming proficient in yoga, we all wanted, so after that actually I got married and we moved to US. So then actually, like, I wanted to keep my habits so that our kids would learn so what is yoga, why it is important. As a yoga practitioner, automatically my mind goes, when we are eating the right food, our mind will be aligned all the time. So that's what actually I wanted to stay with, the same concept of eating the right food. So what is the right food here, especially when you are in US? So it is very hard to get a food, even to get Indian groceries. It was very difficult. So we started eating all the food, whatever is around. But 99% of the time, I used to make from the scratch. I used to feed our kids all the good foods and the plant-based foods. So, and I want them to learn along with me. So they used to participate in me along with the kitchen. They used to eat everything. So that's how we started. So slowly, after some time, actually, like, we are introduced to pizzas. So there came at that point the reason, I think we also ate so much of the pizzas, and we were vegetarians, right? So that was the part of the deal. But later it was showing for us it's not right, this is not something that we wanted to be. So then we wanted to think, so is it the correct or not? Because the awareness was very less at that point of time, because the resources were very less. Even though so many people are there teaching about the vegetarianism and veganism, but living here, actually you lose that actually sense, and we just go along with the crowd, right? So that's how we started feeding all those pizzas and all those things. And later in my life, actually, so I started watching so many of the YouTube videos. So this is a great doctor. Actually, he's a Mantana Satyanarayana. He is he always encourages the plant-based foods, especially vegetarian diet. So I got interest into all his cooking and all his teachings. I was introduced to all the new cooking, like without any oils or without any outside foods or anything. Then slowly my knowledge was improving, and I was actually like so much into his foods, like practically I want to do experiments on our own. So making the raw juices, what's going to happen 1 week, try just on the liquid foods, try 1 week for the raw foods. Like that, we've been doing it at home. So finally, we realized that definitely it has the health benefits of the food is going to make so much of change. So that was back in 2009. So after that, actually, so we were incorporating and we were making all those juices and all. We got so many health benefits out of it too. But after that, actually, it was like 2017 or so. So we were introduced to the Kadir Valli. He is a famous Andhra Andhra Pradesh. He's an environmentalist, and he actually promotes more veganism. He doesn't say that he is a vegan, but he is like promotes. But he initially his speeches are all about how to save the planet, how to save the animal, how to conserve energy. And he introduced millets, which is much more healthier than the rice and the wheat. So that's what he introduced, how much protein we need, so how much balanced food we need. So that's what that interested me so much. And we actually adopted all these foods and we started following him for such a long time. So that actually made us to change so much, and we've been learning so much. So then I started thinking about all these animal foods are, like animal products are not really good for our health, how it upsets our gut, and the entire body will be misalignment. That's what I thought. So that's what we've been doing for such a long time. Later, when our daughters actually were growing up with all my experiments, and my husband also, he cooperated with each and every plan we all come up with. We do it together, everything, because we know the health aspects. As a child, actually, like so many sicknesses were there. I lost my parents when I was very young. So I know how important to keep up with your health. So then our older daughter, when she was in the 9th grade and 10th grade, she wanted to explore, and she said that I'm going to be a vegan from now onwards. So at that time, I was just realizing that it is okay for me or my husband to experiment all kinds of things, but once it comes to your child, I had that concept in my mind, the B12 they are going to lose. So that deficiency, how are you coping that deficiency if you don't touch any dairy product, if you don't touch any yogurts or anything? Then we were discouraging her and not to go for that. So we were almost like insisting her not to practice unless you are going to eat any some yeast or any other foods and all. So she dropped it out for a bit. And later, actually, is then with the Qadar Wali, he's a Muslim, being a Muslim, born in a Muslim family, and he is showing the entire world. And he inspired the entire Andhra Pradesh with his speeches. We don't even need to touch any animal products at all. We will be totally fine. In fact, with the alternative milks, alternative yogurts, our bacteria in the yogurt, what has the lactoacidophilus, are much more efficient, much more powerful in the regular nut yogurts or nut-based milks or something like that. So then I thought of making it, and we started on our own, doing all kinds of nut-based milks, and I started experimenting so many, starting from the peanuts to cashew nuts and sunflower seeds, everything. We started on our own, making the milks at home, not buying anything. From that milks, so we started making the yogurts, putting the culture. Also, we used to use the green chilies for the culture, just to make it a perfect consistency of the yogurt. That's how all our family started living. After a while, actually, so the lifestyle was making us to be very happy what we are doing. At least we are thinking that we are promoting so much to the society and all. So all these milks, I'm putting it into the slide, actually. So we still are making all these yogurts. Even for the ghee, people think that I'm so addicted to sweets. Once I stopped using the ghee, how am I going to survive without ghee? Then we are finding all these alternative ghees that you get it in Trader Joe's, or we can use coconut blend oils, coconut and avocado oil. We can blend it on our own, or we can buy it from outside. That is exact consistency as the ghee. So I started making each and every food with coconut oil that we can buy it from the Costco. So we started experimenting all those kind of things, and we feel so happy with our food, and it's so satiating, so satisfying for us. So that's how our journey started with the plant-based. And after that, actually, like slowly, we are still keeping that. But the meditation, actually, like how it came to into practice is like, so when I was in India back then, actually, I was able to see the Patriji physically for 5 minutes. Back then, we didn't know anything about it, and we got the book, from him. Actually, the Tulsi Dalam book. Actually, I got it from yeah, I got it from his own, from his own hands. After that, actually, I didn't know, not having any knowledge about all those things, but I was practicing still the meditation as a part of the yoga only. Didn't do this seriously. Later, once the COVID hits, then the PSSM started. Then I was the moment I saw and how the our organization PMC is like taking it over, and how importance of the meditation more than anything. So I started over. It was like I felt exceedingly happy, like to get into that, and I started doing the meditation right on that day, and I started practicing on my own. Because we don't have any big Indian community here. We are living like almost like, like with 99.9% are like all different diversities, with mostly with Americans. So I started slowly doing it on my own, and I felt so much more happier than before, because I already have in my body like all the seeds are there, because we are going to the sattvic food. That is what is going to change your mind. It will just absorb. You just have to sit, and it will just go right away. You are able to sit for a longer time. So I was with Ayyappa Pindi's meditation sessions we used to do for 3 hours. Then I started experiencing so many. My intuition was working so good. I started experimenting. Is it really true or not? So I did so many experiments on myself. So because the logical mind applies everywhere. Is it really true or not, like that? So I applied so many times, and so many times everything whatever my intuition was saying, it started happening. I also finally, even now, the one difference I can tell myself is like, is it coming from the thought or is it coming from the intuition? I found out the difference is like, if it is coming just as a thought, everybody will be getting intuitions, right? So if it is from a thought, it doesn't stay for a long time. It just goes like a layer, and it doesn't that because that is our logic mind will be applying. Maybe it's okay, maybe not. It's not very as strong as the intuition. Once the intuition comes for everybody, anybody, it will be keep coming and keep coming from inside. That urge would never take you out. You have to do that, because that seriously will be telling you, then no, this is definitely an intuition. It's been coming from my inner soul is talking to me. My Purnatma is talking to me. That's how I started differentiating my intuition from the thought to intuition. So that's what I'm sharing here. And I've been doing meditations with all different kind of groups. I have a small kids group, like 5 to 7. A few two Russian kids are there, and American kids are there. I will do with them. And American moms, neighborhood moms, they all do it with us at our house only. Just I don't insist the time or anything. All I want them to be here and experience the meditation and sit and all. So, and they experienced so much, and they felt very, very great. Actually, the 9-year-old kid, he started doing it, and he was able to get through so much of his ADHD kind of things and all, like he was able to focus so much. That's what his mom says all the time. And our daughters, actually, they both are going to talk for a bit here. So I've been teaching with their friends also. They also do. Our daughters also does the meditation, but they're not as consistent as because they are in schools. They will do it. They know that what is the importance of it and all. So definitely they are going to be great meditators. I believe in that. And so it's going on. And I started my own group. We've been doing it for almost like 1.5 years here. And I wanted to share one more thing, masters, because some of them are here already in these videos. So there is one more challenge actually that I wanted to share with each and every master, especially staying in US. Going out and eating is a problem. As long as you are staying inside, it's okay. But when we go out, what are you going to eat? The moment you step out of the house, you automatically you're going to touch or eat something. You are forced to eat something that's animal product, like. So I mean, like, in the sense of like dairy or the yogurt or the some kind of things. So we were holding back so much, and slowly whatever happens, the willpower. So whenever we want to find out something that is not the animal product, we are able to find it, something or the other, it comes to us. So we are able to find all the foods that doesn't have anything, like all kinds of small way. Nowadays everywhere the restaurants are growing, there's so many more, and we take the food from home if we cannot find anything. And we so slowly, like myself and my husband, we stopped eating garlic was not in our food for ever since. Only we started eating here for last few years also, by going to somebody's house or restaurants and all. That also we tried to stop. Recently, I'm experiencing when I eat the garlic, actually. Now, so my emotions are going to be, I feel the stress levels are a little different. So that's also, I can notice that, oh, maybe I have eaten the garlic. So I stopped eating that also. So fortunately, I have to tell that I have beautiful friends that they are in our group and they've been doing meditation along with us. So when they are so understanding, whenever we go to their houses, they respect us. In fact, some of them already turned into vegetarians too. So that's a great thing. And whenever we go to their houses, they always provide with the plant-based milks, oat milk or something for the teas or coffees or anything. They understand our importance, and they give preference for us. I'm so grateful and thankful for having such a kind of friends. They are understanding the importance of our, and giving the importance of our values. So everything comes along when all we need to take is the determination and put a step forward. Then everything aligns on its own. We don't have to. All we have to follow our intuition, whichever says. That's what I can tell. So now, anyway, I want our daughters to speak a little bit about it. So I'm giving more, yeah. So Isha Gollapalli, she is here. Isha, you want to start first? So she is our younger daughter. You can introduce yourself and take over.
Unmute yourself. Can you unmute yourself? Okay, so make her co-host, please.
Okay.
Yes. She is in Seattle, Masters. So she is here to share with us.
Oh no, I don't know how to do that. Oh, Isha. Okay.
You just got me. Hi, my name is Isha. I'm a senior in public health. Thanks, Mom, for talking and letting me present with you all. But I sort of had my presentation where I was going to talk about changing your diet, where how I did in high school. I stopped eating animal products entirely, and I was going to prepare a little bit of a slide, but I just had something I wrote up prepared if you just want me to talk about that specifically right now. That's okay.
Yeah, sure.
Yes.
Stage is yours.
All right. Okay. I can just start off with, would I be able to present my screen? Oh, I think I can. All right.
Yeah, you can share it, Isha.
Okay. No worries.
Or you can share it. Yeah.
I'll do it in a minute then. Okay, perfect. So, I just want to focus in because my mom invited me here, and the theme is to change your diet, change the world. And I wanted to talk about my own experience and hear from all of you because I think, as my mom expressed to me, this is a really open space. Thank you for giving me this stage to talk about my own experience. And I'd love to hear from all of you because we're constantly growing, and I'd just be really interested in how my own opinions could change and how I could hear from all of you exactly. And we can learn from each other. And I'm going, and I know that I hear so much about, for example, the environment. I hear so much about animals, and I hear so much about this meditation, and I think it can be really overwhelming to hear all at once. And I'd like to, and my focus here today is a lot on the environment and animals. And I just like to talk about how, if any of you are like me, where you hear so much about this all the time that it can feel really overwhelming, and you start to wonder, does my impact really matter on this planet? But I just like to say I'm just another person sharing our time and space on this earth, like all of us. So I'll just say my piece on how I think your diet can change the world. But again, I'd love to hear from all of you. And so I am a senior in public health. I applied to this major because I find it really wholesome, combining my own beliefs, because I think I'm a scientist, and I'd like to see how this can be applied to our environment and society. And really, it gives you an open mind when you talk to people who might be a little bit hesitant to see maybe holistic sides of, maybe like holistic medicine or meditation, and see those other aspects that we talk about in this group that others may not as much agree with. And I just love this major because I think it's really important to have an open mind, seeing science and seeing how we can feel better for ourselves, feel better for everyone else. So anyways, when I remember when I was really young, I felt really bad when I ate animal products. Even though I was born a vegetarian, I actually stopped eating, like, if I could see the egg, I wouldn't eat it, and I felt bad. And I know that's not the case for everybody. Everybody's different. But and over time, that feeling of like whatever it was, the fear, guilt, shame, maybe, I don't know what it was, but I sort of lost it as I got older. And it wasn't really until high school where I became bombarded with all this information about what's going on in the world right now. And I just sort of got this overwhelming feeling where maybe lots of you, where I just felt like I wanted to do something about it. And so I'm gonna share my screen a little bit. I just have a couple pictures. I think it would help for dramatic effect right now. Sure. Okay. Here we go. Can you see my screen? All right. Sorry. One more second. Anyways, so sorry if this is working. I'm gonna stop sharing for a minute. Is there any way, I want to see if I can share just one of my screens and not. That's okay.
If you want, you can keep speaking and you can send it to me and I'll share it for you.
Can you do that? Okay, thank you. Okay, thank you so much.
While you are working on it, Isha, and I want to say a thing. So, Padmasree ma'am, you said this is your first time, but your flow of it was for 1/2 an hour. You flowed like you talked about so many things, and it was very nice hearing. And I'm glad that I'm the moderator for this session, because I'm a follower of Manthan Satyanan Raju, and I'm a follower of Millet Kadravalli sir. So what a match.
Right,
But,
right.
yeah.
Yeah. We all we evolve that way. Like we learn slowly. Anything happens slowly, day by day. If we want to change overnight, nothing happens. It comes. Everybody is different in this world, and it takes their own time. Just all our duty. It is our right, because I feel good and we felt the change. So I want to express the entire world. Okay, everybody has to apply and at least give a try, for some certain time, that is like possible, 100% possible, especially with the young generation. If they adopt and follow, they are going to be the role models for the rest of the world.
Yes.
Isha,
Okay.
Are you ready?
So slides in.
Yes,
So
yeah.
okay, Isha, you can continue. You're
Okay,
mute.
thank you so much. I'm just going to this is kind of a ramble. I just wanted a couple pictures just to emphasize some of my points. But this is the part where I was going to warn you that I was just going to go off a bunch of stats that I learned about the planet and the world, and that sort of fueled me in a way. But I saw all these statistics instead of news articles about detailing the degradation of our planet. Like this picture, for example, did you know that there's these massive floating soups of garbage in the Pacific Ocean, the size of Texas right now? I've never heard about this stuff. And all of a sudden I was hearing all these things. Anush, can you go to the next one?
Yes.
And then there's also so many and also this is for if there's any kids here right now, cover their ears. Did you know the barrier reef is getting bleached more each year? They have a lot of articles showing how the corals are absorbing the chemicals in our sunscreen, and excess greenhouse gases are bleaching the color from the Great Barrier Reef from our loving movie The Finding Nemo. Can you go next one, Noosh?
Mhm.
And then there's like the Amazon wildfires that we've been hearing about going on in Australia, where there's just more farmers that are burning more trees and deforestation every year. That just comes from a rise of wanting more land for crops, and that also crops that lead back to other cattle, and that can go out of hand. And then can you do next one, Nisha? And then also there's all these facts that came up with COVID that are super scary. This picture is so blurry, but there's just all these things about how COVID has sort of showed people that there's a lot more pathways with climate change, where when we have all these increase of people that are just with more urbanization and deforestation, climate change, and wildlife exploitation, there's just way more reasons for these types of scary diseases to come up and our health to worsen in all these other ways other than just diseases over time. And I know learning all this is where I just started thinking, like, these are horrible things. Is there any way to actually make a difference? And or at least I assume that you're thinking that since you're here today in your presentation, learning how you can maybe change to live in a better world. And to that, I would say to just do what we can, because we all are just another person here sharing the planet. And some may take that phrase in a way like, what could I do? I'm just another person. I'm just another person here. Like, can I really make a difference in reality? But think about how our planet is growing in size, and as more and more people join, it's evident that people in poor living situations are the most impacted by these climate situations. And then can you hit the next one? And for examples, well, this is also what I wanted to show, how people in poor, and then can you hit the next one as well? And then there's a lot of links you can go to that talk about how this one's called myfootprintcalculator.org, and it just talks about how many Earths there would need to be in order if everyone on the Earth lived like you. And this sort of changed my idea. This opened my eyes because our choices really do have an impact on this world. I think it's a bit selfish to assume that with our modern materialistic world and information overload that you can get from everywhere, that we can walk around assuming we can do whatever we like, right? Like, we're American, it's our God-given right to be able to go to Costco and buy 20 packs of toilet paper when there's a pandemic going around. And I do think it's a bit, although I think that it's selfish, and that you can do whatever you like and it won't have an impact on anyone else. And then, although, I mean, don't take that too much to heart, because technically America's richest 10% are responsible for 40% of our planet's heating pollution right now, and that's so little of us. So while the responsibility of all of this stuff should not depend on you, I think it's important to learn how we as a society can grow and we can really influence change where we can, even just as individuals, how we might see ourselves. We can come together like how we are today. And I think that might be my last slide, Anush, right?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. And then, so I'll just go off, but I realized that along with all this environmental destruction, that there are some victims that are voiceless. And when you bring up these beings, nobody wants to talk about them, despite how much like overwhelming evidence we have about animal agriculture just being horrible for the planet, for the animals themselves. And honestly, when you look at some of these ideas. How did we come so far as a society to normalize that these animals can be kept in tiny cages? That we can just say that this being can never see sunlight. If they're born a boy, they're slaughtered immediately. But if they're a girl, they'll be kept, and horrible things will happen to them, and all before they even reach a year old. I just think humanity has come too far, and I really believe that as spiritually led people, we should embrace the idea of bettering ourselves, not just from within, but from an outside in perspective. And I also had another link I wanted to share called animalclock.org. And I have a lot of websites that I always visit, but this one actually is called animalclock.org. And it just talks about how many animals die. By the time I reach the end of this sentence, I think, or we've gone through this presentation, I think it's another like 100,000 cows that have just been slaughtered in the US itself. Crazy. The amount the amount of like killing and slaughtering that we just normalize on a daily basis. And there's too much in this world. I think it's just very unethical. And really, I could go on and on why I think animal agriculture is horrible and how these animals are being kept in these horrible conditions, but that we just really have just accepted as a society. Nobody really wants to talk about it. And since we don't see them, I always think about like, what if I told you that I ran a puppy mill and I did this to dogs? Like, Americans, we'd have an outrage about these things. And it really is just a sad and really dark subject. And I do encourage people to take your own take time for yourself to maybe learn about to take time about the normalization of animal cruelty when it comes to cows, pigs, chickens, and other animals we might not see as worthy as ourselves. And I think that also comes with meditation, is the idea of learning that just because something might not be as smart as us doesn't mean that it's valued any less than anyone else. Or like same with animals, just because their value shouldn't be given to their intelligence and such. But regardless, when it comes to their cruelty, I think how much the farmland that's being ruined, and how, like, for the Amazon rainforest, how many trees have to be born in order to grow crops for these animals to be given spaces to live. And then it's just a cycle of constant cruelty. And I thought that rather than living in maybe this information just really new to some of you, and just rather than living in like sort of like ignorance, it's smart to know about where your food comes from or where your other products come from. And also, I know that's such a dark subject, but I'd also like to talk about the positives that have come in the past few years, where as our society advances, we have so many more resources to sort of combat these things. And it is becoming more and more sustainable for average people to start thinking about to start considering alternatives to what we purchase every day. Like, even aside from animal cruelty, it's influential to think about, like, maybe instead of shopping at this store that really sponsors fast fashion, or like maybe like child labor, I could shop at this store that actually comes from a holistic person, that this person makes things locally. Or I think that it's doable for more of us to start thinking about those aspects in our life that we can change as well. So rather than even thinking about how my diet can make a difference on this world, I think we should also think about it more of as our lifestyle on this earth. But also, there's a lot of that was a lot of negatives to hear about our planet and about animals being slaughtered. But again, I'd like to talk more about the positives. Sorry.
Thank you so much, Isha.
Finish your positive.
Yeah, you want to finish your positives? Please go ahead.
Okay, I'm almost done. I just had a couple more. I wanted to talk a few more slides, but I'm almost done. I just wanted to talk about how, in the future when you go to the grocery store, it's so nice to see how there's half the milk aisles filled with plant-based milk. And it's nice to see that veganism grows by 300% each year. It's more and more the idea of meatless Mondays and people cutting out animal products and going vegetarian is more normalized. There's a lot of research for just like lab-based meat in the future, which is using animal cells to create food, which I think is a barrier for a lot of people. And in conclusion, I think you can change your diet in order to change your world, and not to think of yourself as an individual, but I believe that as meditators and that you're all good people, we should aim to reduce our harm on this planet as much as possible, which can include these ideas like animal exploitation. And as much of a change in your diet that this is, I also would like to emphasize that I wouldn't like to see this as sort of a sacrifice you're making for yourself, but you should see it as just an effort you're making to better everyone around you, better yourself, and better the planet in general. So try not to see it as a sacrifice, because I think that can be really harmful for yourself. And yeah, I think that's all I had to say. Mostly.
Great, Isha. Thank you very much for sharing. She is our big environmentalist and veganist in our house, and she goes on. And thank you for talking on behalf of the planet, on behalf of the animals. Isha, somebody has to raise their voice. They don't have the voice unless we come out and speak. Their voice cannot be heard, right? So they are talking through us, you guys like you. Thank you so much. Can Anusha share her vision about the animal, or the planet?
Yeah. So my name is Anusha. I am a second-year medical student with the University of Washington. So I think we've all have some different perspectives, and we are coming together with kind of some of the same ideas today. I think this. My sister, she just spoke about kind of the environmental impact of what the food that we consume and our actions on a daily basis. I think that's connected to the meditation, the spirituality of it. And I think for me, coming from the medical perspective, there's also a health impact, obviously, of changing your diet. So me personally, I'm actually vegetarian. I'm not fully vegan. I was vegan in the past, and we grew up vegetarian, but I've gone back and forth, which I think is very common. I'm not sure where most of you are on that journey, or if you've considered it. I think it's something that can be changing, and I think it's something to strive for, is to, in my opinion, for me, personally, I like to try to eat less and less and less animal products over time to eventually be fully vegan. I think there's a lot of factors why it can be difficult sometimes. Our society kind of has made it so that, like my mom was talking about earlier, when you're out and about, if you're working, if you're traveling, it's just kind of the most easy option sometimes to maybe eat things that aren't the best for you, or maybe splurge off of your diet, or kind of not follow what you intend to follow. So I think kind of trying to be mindful. I think meditation is a great part of that, trying to be mindful about the fact that what you do eat, what you consume, has impacts. It has impacts on your health. It has impacts on the environment, like Isha was talking about. And so trying to maybe just slowly reduce your impact, reduce your negative impact on your health and the environment is great. So for me personally, I do strive to eat vegan most days. And my mom talked a lot about the vegan changes she made to our diet, and I think that's helped. And so coming from a medical student perspective, we've spoken a lot about different diets and nutritional plans in your healthcare. And the only two diets, there's a lot of diets, there's like different, like keto, there's all these sorts of ideas now that everybody is coming up with. And I'm not going to speak on all of them, but they did mention that the only two diets that are have been scientifically proven to improve health outcomes are the Mediterranean diet and the vegetarian/vegan diet. And with veganism, and I think to a certain extent with vegetarianism, you have to watch out for B12 deficiency. So making sure that you're still getting your nutrients, but vegetarianism and veganism, they're associated with getting less saturated fats, less cholesterols. It's associated with lower LDL levels and blood pressures. You're less likely to pass from heart disease. There's a lot of health protective factors. It reduces the risk of cancer, and there's lower levels of carcinogenics, which are cancer-causing substances that can be found in animal products. So you reduce the risk of a lot of those health problems when you start eating more vegetarian and vegan. So yeah, I think it can be difficult to kind of start converting. One idea that I implemented, and I know a lot of my family friends who have implemented, is doing like a meatless Monday or a vegan Friday, picking 1 or 2 days out of the week to try to make more plant-based options. I think starting small is really important, and it can help you be more mindful. At the end of the day, you can see how you feel. You can see how your body feels. Maybe in your meditation session, maybe you'll feel more clear-headed. And yeah, so I think starting slow and working up to it is really great. And I think a lot of people find that they do feel better over time when they start to focus on more plant-based options and kind of cleaning up their diet. And I think Indian food is really naturally vegan in a lot of ways. It has a lot of, it's a balanced diet, and it has a lot of natural substitutes for vegan food. And I know my mom mentioned the yogurt and the milk. There are a lot of great substitutes. So I think that it's almost, I'm not going to say easier, but I think that there can be a more natural progression to vegetarianism and veganism if you have an Indian diet and you're kind of starting from that point. So yeah, I think, and one more point I have too is that it can help with weight loss. I know that's a big, it can be a big concern, obviously. And I think switching to plant-based diets can really cut out a lot of those high caloric, highly dense foods that are found more often in like animal-based diets. And so just by cutting out certain things, maybe on a meatless Monday, just cutting out some of those things can kind of naturally help with weight loss. And so so just coming at it from a different perspective, kind of a medical health focused perspective, I think obviously, as we've talked about, every action you do has an impact. It has an impact on the world. It has an impact on yourself. It has an impact on the people around you. So I think it's really important to be mindful about that and to think about what you can do on a daily basis, just small changes to better to make that a positive impact. So I'm not sure what's next, but I'm happy to answer any questions or speak more. But yeah, I'll give the floor back to Mom.
Wow, that's a wonderful speech, Anusha. Thank you so much. I'm so glad that our daughters are here, so they are able to speak. I just wanted them to be here. The reason, if I just talk about them behind the screen, everybody thinks that, okay, that is doable, this is doable, we should do that with kids. But I want them to be here and tell the whole entire world how they experience and what is the impact and how they feel. See, on every master, every parent, my request is for each and every parent is, please teach your kids when they're young. Ask them to be compassionate with animals or any other lives. We are living, the animals and plants are our neighbors. We just have to treat them. That is how the world goes. So we go hand in hand, especially when I was meditating. That's what I learned. My intention was showing, because we have a beautiful backyard in our house. Actually, every day we feed animals and deers will come. So I just want to share my honest experience. After coming into the meditation last year, all of a sudden that area is taken by the government, and they started coming to build the apartments there. Then I was very, very sad, because they are our friends. Every day we used to see them and feed them for last 10 years. So I sat in the meditation 10 days. First, my sankalpa, my dhyan was, please I want them to have a house. They are our friends. This is their house. We are occupying their house and living, and we are kicking them out. That shouldn't be happening. Please, Mother Earth, save them. Or animals, please, you have your own hearts. Save yourselves. I told them myself for 10 days. Believe it or not, after 10 days, all of a sudden, 15 days, people are coming and saying that they were testing the soil, and they stopped the construction, and they got the reports that the whole entire place has the wetland inside. The springs are there. It is not meant for the construction, so they have to leave it as it is. See, masters, this is, I believe into that, because that's what happens. They don't come and tell us, this is what your intuition says, this is what deep inside, if you have a thought, if you deeply believe into that, that is not for yourself. It never has to be selfish. If you are working for the world, if you are asking for the planet, if you are working for the animals, that 100%, bottom of my heart, I'm saying that we all can make it change. We all can bring the world, beautiful vegetarian world, Dhyan Jagat, so Shakahara Jagat, Pyramid Jagat. That's what Patriji's vision is, very close. We all are there actually. See, that's what I say. Like, एकभुक्ते महायोगी, द्विभुक्ते सदा भोगी, त्रिभुक्ते sada rogi. Means one time is a yogi, 2 times is like eating, like just regular, you are enjoying the lively things, and normal person is like eating 2 times, and just 3 times eating, like we are inviting, that's excess food. We don't even need. We need to eat only as much as amount our body asks. That too we have to follow, not like high fat diet or oils or anything. Just go with the flow. So just 1 time, so like 3 times is like make us to sick. That's all I wanted to share, masters. I just want to introduce my husband here. He in this actually this platform, he just wants to share few words too. I'm putting the screen to him. He's Subramanyam.
Hi, yeah, my name is Subramanyam Gollapalli. I go by Sam, and locals and friends call me Sam here. Just want to quickly add one thing. I don't know, my family already talked about this. There is a misconception about using the alternate milks, thinking that it may not taste good, it may deteriorate your health, it may change your health. But we have been enjoying the alternate milks. We started making the peanut milk and coconut milk, and we use that for coffee. It didn't taste that good to start with, but we still didn't leave it. We still used it for a long time, at least for 6 or 7 months. We in fact made almond milk also. But anyway, I just want to quickly say, like, we are the living proof. We have been using the alternate milks for milks and yogurts for last 5 years. We go for annual checks every year, like, annual physical exams. And
Other than that, we never had any health problems.
Yeah. But our health, basically what I'm saying is our health hasn't changed at all. If anybody is thinking that, it may change your health or anything, if they have any doubt in their mind, I would say just give it a try. It doesn't hurt. In fact, your health gets better. Thank you. That's what I want to say.
Oh, thank you very much, Sam. Thank you so much, masters. This is what I would like to express, our visions as a whole family. We all are trying and helping. So thank you so much. So shall we initiate the meditation, Lavanya?
Yeah, sure. What a great family. What everyone shared their, everyone is involved. Proud parents. Wow. I see only maybe the housewife, maybe the woman of the family involved in meditation and everything. She's the one who promotes, and it's very hard to introduce meditation to children. And it's not, don't mention about husband at all. But wow, what a great and your brother is also here, and very nice to have you all here.
Yeah, my brother is from India. He is here on the screen too.
Yes. your whole family, extended family, everyone is involved in your mission. Thank you so much, everyone. And by the way, friends, I want to mention one little thing. I don't know if it is a little thing or not, but Padmasree told me that she cooks from scratch. Even though she is living in US, she won't use any canned or something, frozen or something. She starts everything from scratch. And maybe that's the reason that love and then what is called that care she put in cooking impacted Isha and Anusha. What a great presentation, Isha and Anusha. I have learned so many new things today. And I really understand that you are so compassionate and very maybe we will see something, some change in the world by you. We'll be waiting for that. Thank you so much, everyone. Shall we, anybody wants to share anything about?
Do we have?
Okay, we'll do meditation. Aruna, would you like to share the music?
Shall I initiate meditation?
You can share the music if you want.
Yeah. So, masters, let us all meditate first. Let's say Koti Koti Pranams to Patriji. And we always have to show our gratitude to Patriji and Swarnamala Patriji for showing this beautiful path. And thank you very much, masters. Please close your eyes, fingers into fingers, legs crossed, sit in a comfortable position. Take a deep breath. Don't think of anything. We always have to think that we are souls. Just we are not bodies. We are here on this earth to experience the human things. So please, masters, let's go deep into the meditation.
Dum
Kindly place your hands on your eyes, masters. I'm going to count 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Please slowly open your eyes. Thank you very much, masters. Thank you very much, Patriji. Thank you very much, Lavanya madam. Thank you very much, Sirisha ma'am, for giving me this opportunity, for entire family to share our wisdom and truth. Please, my message to everybody is, please be compassionate and have a love towards the animal, not only the animal, whatever the living beings on the earth, and see yourself in them. So that's how we are going to achieve the oneness. Once we achieve the oneness, the whole world is going to change by itself. We are creating our own reality by releasing these thoughts among us. So, and very soon, Patriji's vision and mission is going to we are going to meet his vision. So, Dhyan Jagat, Pyramid Jagat, and Shakara Jagat, that is none other than the ascension of the entire planet. That's what I believe, masters. Thank you very much, Lavanya madam. I have to tell you the special thank you for hosting and sparing this much of time, and thank you very much for all your patience and all your beautiful introduction. Thank you very much, masters. So if you get any questions, they can ask, or we can end the session, whatever.
Thank you, Padmasree madam, for your beautiful experiments you have done, and thank you for your children for introducing to this platform. And they are very mature. They are very so sensible to the environment, to the environment, and as well health. See, friends, we all should learn from them. So they are the great masters. Friends, only one thing, we should be always compassionate to the Mother Earth, to the animals, to the plants. So this is a message. See, younger children, they know very well. So just follow their message, friends. Today we had a great masters. Thank you, Padmasree madam, for introducing them to this platform. Thank you all. Let live animals, save the earth, friends. Thank you.
Thank you very much, all of you, masters. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Padmasree ma'am. Thank you for the whole family. Thank you, Srisha. And thank you, Patriji. And appreciate Sirisha Garu for finding Padmasree, Gollapalli family and putting them on spotlight. Oh, my light has went off. Anyway, give me a second. Are we taking any questions or?
Go ahead. Is anyone ready to take? Just I'll mute.
It's absolutely a wonderful session, ma'am. And it was wonderful to witness your daughters embracing the path of Ahimsa, Dhyana Jagat. that was envisioned by Patriji. It's a joy to see them walking on such a meaningful journey. And it was such a pleasure to see whole family walking on the same path. Thank you for taking this session.
Thank you very much. Thank you so much for masters for listening here. Like accepting our values and beliefs. Thank you so much, masters. Anybody has any questions, please?
Thank
Thank
you,
you so much, madam.
Padmasree madam. Yeah, I think we all are talking at once. This is the ultimate session we had. The whole family coming together on the platform and talking about the healthy living. They're sharing their own experiences, knowledge. If Patriji was here, he used to be so much smiling, and he loves to hear from young masters. He used to not to miss a single word. It's such a beautiful session, knowledge, wisdom, everything. Yeah, such a big inspiration. Thank you. And you should come forward and teach us the alternative ghee recipes and many more. You should talk on many more good healthy, conscious cooking and recipes. Thank you.
Definitely, madam. I will share all the recipes. I cook a lot, actually, very so much. All varieties. We don't miss anything. So that's how we grow our own vegetables, and we have our own garden. Everything is like, everything is sattvic, organic, and I put pyramids there too. So whole entire house has pyramids everywhere. Even I have the water copper can. I put the pyramid on top of it every night when I fill. Those are the all, like they all are going to affect, so thank you so much, master. Yesterday was the wonderful session. We all enjoyed your session. See, that is the inspiration, Jyostna ma'am. That's what I got into yesterday. I was there in your session, and you shared beautiful messages with all of us. That's the inspiration to go. I brought my family too into today. Thank you so much.
Thank you,
Padmasree.
madam. Yeah.
Padmasree ma'am, what's your address?
Come over, madam. Here, actually, we have barely 100 people here. Indians, we are living with all Americans. We are close to Idaho, like far away. So please come over. Yeah.
So tempting.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, I always thought, like I put my intuition, no, we have to have a pyramid here. Why not? It is possible. Yes, with our intentions and, beliefs, it's going to be possible one day. Please, Sheetal Pawar Garu, you have any question?
I don't have any questions, but I have a gratitude towards you and your family to express. And I felt, your entire family, your mission is completely came out of Patriji's heart. And you all are a true pyramid masters, and not only living but being an example for everyone. And I am a non-vegetarian. I'm from the non-vegetarian family, and in the year 2010, I learned meditation. In the 2011, I became a vegetarian, and the transition from non-vegetarian to vegetarian, it is a challenging, but it is very easy to do it with the practice of meditation, as Jyostna said. And from vegetarian to I became a vegan.
Wow.
So nothing is hard. And I tried fruit fasting for 21 days too. So even that was not at all hard. It is all in our minds. And what I feel is like, if you are a non-vegetarian, you can take 1 step, 2 step to become a sattvic eater. And I request all vegetarians, like, from by born, some of them are vegetarians here. Take a challenge of becoming a vegan, my dear friends. If non-vegetarian can become a vegetarian, and if then vegetarian can become a vegan. So you have to take that courageous step to see the immense progress in your journey.
Exactly.
That's all I want to share. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Sheetal Garu. I've seen all your speeches and all earlier too. I'm so inspired by all of you, like everybody is putting forth and putting their efforts to bring this world. So I thought like it is my right and it is my duty to express my feelings, whatever I don't, that's why, we all are out here today, and we just have to share whatever we believe into that. Especially if that is the reason I have tons of recipes, and I always wanted to share. People think that they have all the myths and misconceptions of food and all, not protein, and like all the kinds of things. That's what I wanted to show. How if we show what it is, how if we share what it is, they would love it. They will share, and everybody will. The transition is going to be very easy for people. If they know that there are tons and tons of all kinds of delicious foods that vegetarianism will bring, right? So I'm working towards that, Sheetal Master.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you so much, Sirisha and PMCUSA for bringing this beautiful program, and really needed this time of the hour, and perfect program. I really loved it. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Master. We have, you want to unmute Lavanya? Some masters of Nanda Master is here, and other masters are.
Thank you, Padmasree Garu. Thank you so much. I also want to express my gratitude to entire Gollapalli family. Really, really an amazing journey, and you really are the inspiration to each one of us. Thank you so much. And your girls, like they are just angels, came to the earth to change the world. So that's so beautiful. So much gratitude. And like Lavanya said, it's in the home, it's the the lady, the woman who does this, and it's hard to pull the kids, and husband, it's hard. That is so true. I know most of them here are also trying to bring their kids and the entire family into this path. And like Sheetal said, yes, now it's time to move to veganism. So I'm by birth, like I shared, I'm a vegetarian. I want to do vegan diet, but then there are some, again, it's in our mind, like Sheetal said, there are some certain circumstances which is stopping, but I think now again it's the time to try the vegan diet and move towards it. And thank you so. I mean, I don't know, I don't have words to express how much gratitude and how much love I have towards your family. Really, thank you so much. And like you said, you are in Iowa and you are surrounded by all the Americans. Maybe that is what you have to do. Maybe your purpose is to change the people around you. And so you don't need Indians. You came to change the people in that place. So all the best and thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you, Swapnaji, for your sweet and lovely words. Actually, we live in Spokane, Washington. It's close to Seattle, close to Idaho. So it's all the way other side, far corner we are living. So thank you very much. And I will put all my heart and my efforts for sharing or helping any recipes or anything, please. Thank you very much. Nanda Master, please go ahead.
Thank you, Padma Garu, and the whole family. It was so wonderful, and it was totally inspirational for all of us. And since I was a born vegetarian, so it's time for me to start getting into this veganism. So today's session totally inspired me, and thank you, ma'am, for sharing this wonderful knowledge. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Master. Thank you so much. I'm so happy. It's boundless. My happiness is really, really boundless today. Is anyone wants to share? That is the reason, Lavanya Madam, I brought our